I have an order here to buy at the low of this prior bar. I don't think there'll be many sellers there after the strong move up. It's also at the open of the day, so I think we should get at least a small bounce. I have my stop below the low of this impulse. So at low of day is my stop. I think we should bounce here. Okay, got stopped out there. I thought this was reasonable just because we had the good buy, and I also thought we'd get a higher low. So I thought whether I bought below here or below the signal bar, I thought it'd be okay either way because I expected a higher low. But obviously we didn't get that. Just got stopped out for 35 cents, I think, 37 cents. I guess it was just way too much selling pressure here for me to take that buy. I should have waited for a second entry bull signal bar instead of going for the limit order buy. In hindsight, I think that's the obvious adjustment. Okay, I took a chance on that buy there. Looking for 20 cents. I think it's a reasonable swing candidate as well. But I also don't know if I want to swing it because I lost earlier, so I want to make up the loss. So I'm just going to go for what I think is more reasonable, which is the 20-cent scalp. So going for 20 cents. And it just got filled. Yeah, I really think it's a decent swing. Just because we have consecutive buy climaxes, and then finally got one big a bar with a big tail on the bottom. So at least sideways, but pretty decent targets above and extended for the day. So the actual setup I took is initially it was tight channel up. The pullback is broken up into two legs. I think that's the signal here for the buy. I'll let it go though. So for the actual setup, initially my read was tight channel up, pullback is broken up into two legs, and then we finally got buying pressure. So potentially buyers below at the open of the day. The second leg down, even though it was subdivided into two legs, the second leg down is really strong. So that should have deterred me, but even if it didn't, I think the real adjustment, I don't like that. The real adjustment is to exit below this bear bar. Like so super strong move down, and then you get a bear bar closing on this low. I think I have to exit below that. Then I lose 5 cents instead of 35. So that was a real adjustment for me. I think I said during the trade it was wait for the second entry. That's an adjustment of why I could stay out of the trade, but assuming I take it again next time, I think the real adjustment is to minimize the loss. And once I see the bar closing on this low, I have to exit. Then down here, it was consecutive, so we ended up getting 3 legs down. First leg, pull back. Second leg is stronger, pull back, and then third leg and potentially final leg. And then we reversed up strongly. So I thought we're not going to get a sell below this bar. It's probably not a bear flag, and it's more likely part of a larger correction. So I thought I could buy below there, and we'd at least go sideways. So I'd get 20 cents and potentially a swing, but I thought my swing idea might be too biased, trying to make back what I lost. So I left it and just went for the scalp for 20 cents. So we did end up getting a pretty significant swing from that point. So I think the read was decent. But realistically, I wouldn't have stayed in for the whole thing. Probably would have exited below this bear bar or this one. Most likely this one. So not a huge difference between where I scalped out and where I would have exited it had I held for the swing. So overall, down here, a decent read. I wouldn't change anything about this trade. This is the one where my first trade of the day is the one where I could have definitely minimized losses.